Hey guys, Ed over here at FICM Repair. Happy Monday to you. So, this question comes in. We're talking about contribution codes on another video, and this comment came in response to that, because the question originally was, hey, I got contribution codes, could it be my FICM? And this gentleman writes, see, I had this problem with low contribution on cylinder number 2, and the problem ended up being my lift pump. I will tell you, what a great freaking comment, man. Thanks for helping out everybody else. Sometimes it makes sense to go back to the basics and say, hey, what's my fuel pressure? If you're doing injectors, what you should do at the very beginning of your injector job is you should check your fuel pressure. Key on engine off, 62 to 63. And if the thing still drives, if you haven't waited so long that the truck won't even run, not less than 45 PSI under wide open throttle. If the truck doesn't run, you can verify that your static fuel pressure numbers are good. So key on engine off, are you at that, 60-ish number? And then right after you do your injectors, you go and you see what your fuel pressure is immediately after. That way you don't end up having a problem with an injector later. So in this particular case, this guy writes, hey, I had this problem with low contribution on cylinder number 2, and the problem ended up being the lift pump. Recognize what probably also happened. Your fuel pressure was bad enough that the frontmost injector on the front of the cylinder head closest to the front bumper on the driver's side couldn't even get enough pressure to contribute properly to combustion. So probably what happened is you shortened the life of that injector, because people forget that diesel is a lubricity agent and not just a fuel. So I don't want that for you. So please check your fuel pressure, and if it's shot, think about whether or not you want to go ahead and pick up a replacement lift pump. And we really like the fast option. We like their no drop kit. You put a sump in there, you put a sump in the tank, and then you put this in, and then life is good and getting better. And so if you do that, and you don't have to worry about, we'll shoot another video on how you don't have to worry about your sump catching something, catching a rock or something on the road, ripping your fuel system out. So we'll get that done. So stay tuned for that. But there are some tips and tricks and only good things. But if you're not yet monitoring fuel pressure, recognize, man, you are just Russian rouletting it with your injectors. Why is it Russian roulette anyway, and not like Polish roulette or Czech roulette? I don't know, American roulette. Regardless, set yourself up with a way to monitor fuel pressure. That way you won't have a problem. That way life can be good and getting better, and that way you can live a peaceful, happy existence without having to call me up asking about the injectors I also sell. So while it's true that we can set you up with an analog gauge for like $200 or that amount, somewhere in there, $250 somewhere in there, the better answer is digital gauges. Again, shocker, we like the Edge Insight CTS3 in combination with the street diesel kit to make that happen. So if we can help you not have to buy injectors from us, that's a win. And kudos here to say, hey, look, let's go ahead and check fuel pressure. We'll just assume that it's an injector problem natively out of the gate. All right? FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together, guys. The goal is to tell you stuff, not sell you stuff.